Hi, welcome to this Power Online Review video. I'm going to talk you through the Power Online Review plugin and its operation and how we actually use it in the real world. So first of all, what exactly does Power Online Reviews do? What it does, it enables you to request reviews from customers. So if you're a local consultant or a business owner, the process is pretty much the same, but of course one you'll be selling it as a service and the other you'll be doing it for yourself. But basically the process is that the Power Online plugin will be installed onto a WordPress site, which would be the business's own website, and it will automatically create a number of back-end pages that will be used by the Power Online Reviews to request reviews from customers. So the idea is to get a customer list, and every time somebody purchases or has a service or engages with the actual business, they should be sent this link to ask them for some feedback. So that's how the process starts, by asking for feedback. Let me just show you the process here and make it a bit more clear what's going on. So when a customer's interacted with your company or your client's company, then you send them a link and ask them to give you some feedback on that experience. And what they will look like is something similar to this form here. Now these forms are completely customizable. You can set those up yourself and match them into the color scheme, etc. of the customer's or the client's site. They basically put in a name and an email. Phone number is optional, and they're asked to rate them, so they will select. They'll be familiar with clicking a star rating of 1, 2, 3 or 5 stars. Now you can set up what you consider to be a good review in there. Most people sit around 4, so that 4 and 5 is good and 1, 2 is bad and 3 is neutral. So that's kind of the way that we generally look at it, but that you can set for yourself. Once that form's filled in, depending on the response, 2 things can happen. One is if it's a good response, so that customer's obviously engaged and had a good experience with you and says, yeah, that's good, and you passes them to a specific form that says, thanks for the great feedback, please keep an eye out for the email so we can thank you properly. So basically you're telling them, thank you for that short interaction, but I'm going to email you, so keep it on your inbox and we'll engage more. If it's a poor review, we get a slightly different message and we say, so we are sorry, we do not seem to have delivered the level of service you would like. Please help us to help you by telling us more about what the problem is, because at this point we'd like to know what's upset the customer or what the experience was that wasn't quite right for the customer. So hopefully they will then complete that form and again submit that, but it will go to exactly the same place. So the process here is exactly the same, it's just that one doesn't have to fill in much feedback and the other one fills in a bit of feedback. Once that's happened, both positive and negative reviews will be loaded into the admin dashboard in the back end of the plugin, where you can be managed by yourselves or by the customer if they wish. What that enables you to do is to send a customized email out to those people. The email for a good feedback will be along the lines of, thank you for your great feedback and taking the time to let us know. It's always great to get feedback from the customers. We're very happy to have made the experience a good one. And something personalized, our staff member on the day remembers you well and says you're a pleasure to serve. It's all about bigging them up, really. Could you do us a huge favor, give us an honest review, and please use the link below to give us, in this case it's a Google review, but it could be a Facebook or any other review that you wanted. And that link will, you can't see it on the screen, but on that email will be a link for them to go off and actually do a third-party review, such as Google My Business, and go and give them a Google review there. Now, because they're thinking positively, one would hope that they would actually give us a good review if they follow that through. Because we need to have fair and equal opportunity for every customer to give reviews, whether that's a customer is unhappy or not, we must follow the same process. We've just got a very slightly different email wording, because obviously we're answering a different question in effect from the customer. In this case, if the feedback wasn't very good, we've kind of hopefully got an idea of what it is by now, so you would have seen it, and then you can respond to that email. So thank you for the feedback, or the delivery box was broken. It looks as if it had been dropped to the vase itself at a large crack down the side. So that's the actual issue that the customer had raised. So you can now say, okay, we're sorry for the damaged delivery. You can understand your frustration, give some empathy. I've contacted a courier to see exactly why this happened and I've arranged for a new one to be delivered tomorrow. And then we say, no matter their experience, we encourage all our customers to give us an honest review. And this is exactly what we do, because we want to stick by all the guidelines and make this appropriate. So again, please use the link below to give us a Google review. So we're asking both the positive feedback people and the negative feedback people to give us the review in the same way and in the same place. And from that, we hope that, of course, the person who has given us a positive feedback will in fact give us a positive review, as you can see in the example here. And here's an example of what may have happened from the person who was unhappy at the time, but because you've actually resolved the issue or engaged with them or mitigated the issue, you may not have fixed it completely, but you may mitigate that 1 and 2 stars and get that higher up there. So my initial parcel was damaged on delivery, as was the content. However, customer support was very fast in responding and winged a new one out straight away. Can't give you 5 stars because there was a problem, but after service was amazing. So we got a 4-star review. So the result of that is everybody's actually happy. The client gets more positive reviews, the customer's actually happier because his service has improved. And that's really what the reality of it is. We're not trying to game the system here. We're actually trying to do things like increase your positive reviews by driving improvement. Businesses will improve their internal processes when guided by the less favorable feedback. They will learn to engage better with the customers in the after-sales service, and all of this will drive improvement in the business and improvement in their overall reputation. And this is what we're on about: honest, open and fair reviews. Okay, let's go and look at the Power On Reviews itself. So on the left hand side of the admin panel, we can scroll to the bottom and we can see online reviews. We've got 2 menus here. We've got manage forms and manage feedback. So let's go manage feedback, and then you can see what we will see. So when you come to manage this, you will get a list of all the people who have sent you feedback, and you can tell from the ratings here whether that feedback is good or bad, and you've decided whether it's good or bad yourself. And every one of these will need answering. So as the reviews come in, you will answer the reviews. So you answer them. For instance, if we take a good review one, let's have a look at this one. There's a good review, a 5-star review. I just click on the email, it'll open up the email system for me, and it gives me a default email. Now it's given me some options for both bad and good reviews. I just need to do some minor editing here. It says delete or edit as required. So I'm going to just delete that part there, and the bad response bit I'll take out. And that leaves us with an email that says, thank you for your feedback. Thank you for your great feedback. While it's still fresh in your mind, would you do us a huge favor? Could you please tell the world about us? Use the link below to give us and you can put what you want in there, a Google review. Of course, you can put some more. You remember who that customer is, or know who that customer is, or know what the service is. You can probably add a bit more there, as I said, to engage with them. But the idea is now these are happy customers, and hopefully they will be giving you some good reviews. So let's look at the other alternative. So if somebody has a poor review and in fact a complaint, so I click on that one again, it opens up the email, and this time it says thank you for your feedback, exactly the same, and it tells you what the issue was. So, oh dear, not a good day for serving staff, all seemed a bit chaotic and the service was very slow. My panini turned up eventually, but it was stone cold. So okay, that's the issue that you need to resolve now or to mitigate. It's not thanks for your great feedback. Obviously, we're still going to delete and edit as required. We're going to lose that bit, and we've got a bad response reply here, which is a default one. We appreciate your feedback, fully respect the views of customers. The feedback will be fully reviewed, and we will contact you again with any updates or information we have after that review. Now, that's very basic. Remember, you haven't done anything now. I would prefer you to mitigate the actual issue. So when we know what the issue is, there's many things you could do there. You could explain why the issue was, and show that issue has now been resolved. You could offer a discount on a future panini, or if it was ruined that badly, you could give her a free one next time she was in. There are lots of different ways. It depends on your service, it depends on your product, of how you can mitigate or resolve that issue. In the case of something where it was a broken item, you could, as we showed in the other email, you could actually have that sent out straight away and been replaced. That would already fix it. Now that you've engaged with them, now that you've mitigated, now that you've shown empathy with the issue, then again, you're going to ask them for a review, okay, with the link at the bottom of the email. So that means that both the positive and the negative experience of the customers is requesting the reviews. Now this does 2 things. One, it helps to actually fix problems that are in the business. It helps to improve the after sales service simply by using this process. And of course, it makes sure that you can get your reviews, and it also makes sure they're done legitimately and fairly. Okay, I'm going to finish this video here. There'll be a second video of which I will go and look into the actual forms, which is how we set everything up.